And they say with that radiation, 3 prongs. 1, spend as little amount of time in the exposure as you can. 2, create as much distance as you can. And 3, if you can't get away from it, you better shield it. And like I said, look for a building biologist who's a trained professional, because there are a lot of pitfalls with shielding if you don't do it right. Liberty.
This is incredible. There's one other thing that you can do. You can find a doctor like this one, which I did.
Good.
He's
Well,
not
that's one of the
mine.
questions, how do we
I just became
educate other
a
doctors
patient
about
of
this?
this.
Well,
doctor
you talk
because-
about, his question is, how do we educate other doctors about this? Like everything else, it comes from us. We have to let them know this is an issue, and if you go to Massachusetts for Safe Technology on our resources page, we actually have this letter that we prepared for you to print out to take to healthcare practitioners. And another area that we can help with is our firefighters, because they have to get continuing education credits too. And the International Association of Firefighters back in 2004 put a position statement that's still on their website that says, we do not condone cell towers on our or near our stations, because what happened out in Santa Barbara, California, the industry came in and put a cell tower right at this fire station to blow signal back to a multi-lane highway. So this fire station was in the direct line of fire at close range. Well, these firefighters in Santa Barbara went to get on their truck, couldn't remember how to properly suit up. They get on the truck, they couldn't remember where they were going. They get to the emergency and couldn't remember emergency protocols. And these are the strongest among us. And so Dr. Gunnar Hauser, who's one of the presenters at this EMF medical conference, he did functional MRIs that showed the radiation had changed the gray matter of their brains. So you would think all of our firefighters would know this, but the top of the association, apparently, I've heard through the rumor mill, has accepted $1 million fire trucks and all these lovely gifts at the cost of their rank and file. So it's up to us. We have the resources. Go to our resources page at Mass for Safe Technology, and you can print those out. And the next time you go to the dentist, the doctor, the nurses, and there's one for pilots. Nina Anderson, who was one of the moving forces behind Sheffield and Great Barrington last night, is a retired corporate pilot. So let that sink in. A woman retired means 50 years ago. She was probably one of the only women pilots in the world. So she sees opportunities, and she sees the opportunity to fix this. She just got an article published last summer in Professional Pilot magazine that says, look, colleagues, it's not just 5G messing with the altimeters on the plane. It can be messing with the pilots and the crew and the passengers. It is a neurotoxin, and you don't want to miss a split-second decision if you're flying an aircraft full of people. So that letter is there too, that article. So every time I fly, I print that out and I give it to the captain and the crew. So,
You fly a lot.
well, not as much, man. Those things, you're in a metal tube flying through the air, and everybody's got their Wi-Fi on. Yes, sir.
Thank you, first of all. This was very enlightening and very informational. My big concern, what brought me here, is the smart meters, mostly. In my town in Massachusetts, they're forcing us to
What
switch
town are you in?
Sharing.
I'm guessing you have Eversource.
Yep.
I do too. National Grid at least offers a tariff-based opt-out. Senator Michael Moore has a bill that would at least give the public the right to opt out at no fee to access a public utility. So let's get you on my mailing list, all of you, because we can accept testimony from anywhere. But I will ask you if you can get a meeting with your state senator and your state legislator. I will join you, and we have to get in there and educate our legislators one by one, so that when this comes up for vote, they know which side they need to be on.
Well, my father-in-law would be the one that came up with, because he's very politically active.
Yeah.
But he's down in Florida now, so.
Oh, I can hook them up with people in Florida too. There are groups all over the
He's in
country.
Sharon, he lives in Sharon, he's just
Oh, he does?
visiting Florida for the week.
Oh.
Otherwise, he would've came himself.
Okay, well, and if both of you come to a meeting with your legislators, they listen to their constituents, otherwise you're gonna vote them out of office.
Okay.
So that's what it takes. I can do the heavy lifting, but I have language you can use to request the meeting, so, thank you. All right, I know the library's gonna wanna close
Yeah.
pretty soon. It'll take us 5 or 10 minutes to
Yeah.
close up here, but
Could I just make a recommendation, not to go at it alone?
thank you.
I would ask, I'm an engineer, I do have shielding experience, I have worked at a couple nuclear power plants, built hospitals, and I've been at this with Cece for 10 years, and a lot of things have been figured out, even for your own house, for the medical field, for legislation, so don't start from scratch. Don't try and, do your own research, but ask, and we have a network of people starting in this room that can kind of shortcut your learning curve.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. That was my hardest lesson learned.
Yeah.
Is I thought I would raise my hand, say we have a problem, good public servants would say, oh my gosh, let's fix it. That is not the way our systems work today. They
Yeah.
are so overburdened that they put their limited time and resources into what people are coming at them with. I actually had one of the legislators say, if 3 people call my office on the same topic, that's a lot of people. And I went, really? So start with that. Get 10 people around you. And you can't expect them to take the ball and run with it. You have to manage it. You have to be in front of them and continue to follow up. If you think they should have followed up with you by now and they didn't, polite call. Hey, do I have your vote on this? Hey, what are we doing on this? We have to own it, as uncomfortable as that might make us. Now I'm past the stage of comfort. Now I'm like, let's be diplomatic, let's be the kind of people you'd want to play in the sandbox with, but let's get it done. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, everybody.
The library closes at 8, so.